Hey, we're back. So we're going to be looking at VOO. This is a Vanguard portfolio that's meant to mirror the S&P 500. And so we're going to start with this. This is the beginning of the index series portion of stocks that I'm following. And we're starting with VOO because, again, that should cover a broad base of all the different market segments. And in fact, just to give us an idea of the breakdown of the market segments. We have the weightings here, and so I guess I'm gonna try to play or go in order with the percentages here. Not guaranteeing that, but clearly whatever the S&P 500 is doing, I have to imagine any stocks or indexes in that sector should either be helping it, and that's kind of what I want to see is, can I confirm that statement to be true, or just because it's going up, there's not necessarily a guarantee that it's because of technology. I have to imagine we'll see similarities between the two, but obviously there's a lot of components in here, and these little pieces can definitely add up and help keep the stock up. But this gives us an idea. So technology, healthcare, financial services, and then consumer cyclical type, those would be the ones that I want to try to target first, especially whenever the market's in an upward trend, like it seems to kind of be. If we go back to the summary, it looks like, let me actually zoom this out. For the past month, it's been pretty upward. The last time we looked at this was probably around, let me see, right around like 359, somewhere in this range. And so right now it's at 375. So it hasn't gone up that great when you actually say the numbers. Uh, yeah, this green chart just makes it look like it's doing a lot better than it is, but really it's just less than $10 because the value of the stock is so large. I don't really have any news on this one, so it's really all about the technicals, and then as we progress through the other indexes, we'll get a better understanding. Again, this one, I last checked on it sometime over the weekend of 317, and so it was trading at around 358 at that time. And so now we're just going to update a little bit. So the first thing that pops out to me is that buy point I had. Uh, I believe the reason I put it at that mark was mainly because I saw some tails in here. So not the candle itself, not the candle, but there's like a little line that you might be able to see on your screen that I believe that's why I put it as low as I did, because otherwise, to me, it makes more sense to have it up here, closer to this point, because one, we had a bottom here that I would have saw the last time I checked on them, and it also brings us close to this point, which was another hard resistance area. You can see it came down to about 349, came right back up, but then tested 349 again until it ultimately broke. It hung out there for about a month afterwards. Pretty large gaps, but again, because the value of the stock is so high, these candles, even though they seem large, it's really like $10 for like a 300, nearly a $400 stock, so it's not crazy. It's not as crazy as it would be for some of these other stocks that we follow. Then it went above, down below. It hung out there again more recently in like January of this year, and it looks like it tested it one more time just about 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago. And right now we're right on this mark, this fair value line that I called. And again, that line was drawn in there because it acted as slight resistance here back in June. Again, more towards December, even more recently in about January, February, it slightly crossed it, but then pulled right back down to that buy point. So we did update the buy point, so I'm going to update my tracker on the right, which I'll share with you shortly. I'm going to keep the resistance point at 397. If I zoom out, there's not really much to go on that. I'm not sure why I picked that point as I zoom out, because honestly, I would think close to like this point, maybe like 407. Um, Maybe I just was trying to keep a buffer, but 407 seems like an actual resistance line, seeing as it topped out there 2 times before ultimately breaking it 1 time in the middle. So I kind of like that point. The fair value point, that one seems fair because again, it's had resistance for a number of weeks, even back before its peak in late 21, early 2022. So right now, it's right on our fair value line. So we'll just continue to watch this, see if it breaks down lower. I think there's a high probability that it'll come down to 349. If it does, I'm going to set an alert, probably around like 352, 353, something like that. If it touches that point, I'll probably buy in, and if not, I'll just keep following it. We'll see if we can find a different, better price point. I was considering putting in an upward trend line. I just feel like it's too soon, and especially because it seems to be consolidating in the fact that it's just going up and down. What we will do is we'll see if it's symmetrical here. So if I put in, it went up, down. This one took a little longer to get back up, took a little longer to come back down, and now it's going pretty quick back up. But I have to imagine it's going to come back down. I shouldn't have let go on that. Let's add another polyline in here. And if I just follow it, assuming the more aggressive style, it'd be probably around like this range. We'll try to just meet it in the middle, go somewhere like that. That's kind of, I think that's in between this first kind of accelerated pyramid and the second more elongated period. We'll see which one it follows. So if this kind of pattern continues, I would imagine we'll see it back down at this buy point at the end of the month, maybe early to mid next month. And if we're following it, if I can catch it, I'll definitely buy into this one. But that's just kind of projection. We'll see how this works out. So as promised, here's our little tracker here. I'll make a note, consolidating between about 350 and 375. Between 350, 375. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're looking at. So currently it's at 375 at the high end of the consolidation. I'm hoping to get it at 349, close to the low end of consolidation. And then that sell point, I think it really should be relabeled as a resistance. Resistance point is expected to be at 407. I think it's going to have a little trouble getting over that period, but we still have a decent ways to go to even reach that. But again, once we do, I think we might struggle a little bit to get over that. But that pretty much wraps this up. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd be happy to read those. Otherwise, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.